So you're playing London Lions and Newcastle Eagles this weekend, both playoff finalists. What do you guys expect from the opposition this weekend?
Both teams, as you said, were the playoff finalists last year. So we know both teams are going to bring everything they've got. Both teams have got the ability to get to the finals as they've proven last year. So we know that these two games are basically going to be final games for us. And they're going to be just as if we're playing in the finals. So we know they're going to bring great defense, great offense, and they've got a lot of experience behind them as well.
Like I just said, you've got two games in one weekend. What are the challenges that come with that?
Challenges such as fatigue. I mean, we've playing two games, one in South, one in North. So we're going to be driving up and down the country throughout this weekend, and guys are going to be playing 30+ minutes. They may be fatigued, and that's probably going to be one of the biggest challenges we're going to have this weekend. Yeah.
Okay, let's start with team news. Will we be seeing any changes to the team that started last weekend?
I don't think we'll change too much at this moment in time. We've still got issues with our three visa spots, but we're hoping that the timeline has been improved. We've been in constant communication with the border agency and the US consulate, and hopefully those will come through for next week. Armon Anibo is still an unknown. His hamstring is still got a tear in it. But we hope that Rob Marsden will be able to give us a bit more. He was fantastic, carrying an injury last week, so it'll be positive to see him, having rehabbed a bit, be ready to play. But in terms of what we're looking at, I think we go with pretty much the same team with potentially a couple of move-ups from the academy.
So this week's training, what's been your approach to it, and what are you looking from the team in general for this weekend?
I mean, to all intents and purposes, it's about cleaning up our game, really. There was too many unforced errors in the game against Cheshire. We were in control of it, and we probably failed to capitalise on what was a very, very good opportunity at the time. People can talk about us being on demand, but the reality was, on the day we were in the game, and we could have closed out. I think the boys understand that. Very much the beginning of the week has been about tidying up how we pass the ball, perimeter play, pick and roll play, and just really cleaning up aspects of the offence, improving their knowledge of the offence and what we can get out of it.
So looking forward to this weekend, how will you be planning on managing the squad, considering you have two games in one weekend?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, the BBL schedule presents this to us on multiple occasions in the season. There's back-to-back games, there's double-head weekends. You've got to be able to, both as a squad and individually, manage the fatigue, manage the cognitive test that it gives you. I'll be expecting the boys to bounce back irrespective of the outcome of the game. So win or loss, they've got to be able to reframe for the second. It needs a disciplined approach. We've got to be on point, in terms of how we travel and how we fuel, and they've got to be smart about resting at the appropriate times they can. In terms of the two teams that we're facing, we know both of them are going to be tough games. They're high caliber teams with very experienced players, and there isn't just going to be a physical test on each night. It's going to be one where, if we're not smart, if we don't show some semblance of cognitive endurance, we're not going to be able to come close to them. So we've got to be on point and in real terms ready.